Alright, before I show you my best trading indicator, let me show you here under 30 days P&L. You can see the amount of money that I'm making here is over $3,000 with over $335,000 in trading volume. But what I want to show you here is the win rate. We've got 100% win rate with 13 trades and 0 losses. I want you to let that sink in again. 13 trades with 0 losses. And we're not just talking about open and close, open and close. Let's go up and I want to show you the P&L here. You can see on BTC over $2,200, and obviously we've got smaller wins as well. So this is one thing I wanted to show you guys. And if I come here, I can refresh this page just for me to show you that this is a live trading account and I want to show you my trades. This is a different sub account. Okay, now this has loaded. You can see all the trades that I'm taking from opening and closing. You can see this is different sub account and you can see all the trades that I'm taking, open and close, open and close. This is for scalping. That video is going to be coming up. You can see this one has $12,000, and if you come here, you can see this one has $8,000. So I'm trading 3 different accounts at the same time and I've got 100% win rate. I'm going to show you the indicator that I'm using in just a moment. And you guys already know the indicator because I've been talking about it. But the interesting part is that you still have people who on my previous video that I posted about the same indicator that I'm using, the same indicator that's giving me over 100% win rate. And obviously I'm not going to come here and say, no, I win all my trades. That's not the case because every trader has a bad day. I have my bad day where the market is really against me, but it happens to everyone. But when I come here to YouTube, the reason why I'm on YouTube was to actually show you guys all my findings, because when I started trading, there was no information on the internet. So I made it a point that whenever I discover something new, something interesting, something that works, I'm going to come here on YouTube and basically just share it with you guys. Now it's interesting that, you know, there are internet trolls, right? I understand that. But there are also people who are dumb and also ignorant. I think this person is both. Look, they say, to be fair, if you had 99% win rate on one indicator, you wouldn't be making videos on YouTube. You'll be rich. You know, this is insane. I know I may not look rich. It's okay. But I just showed you that I have 100% win rate. And I just showed you 2 different accounts. I'm going to show you this one here. I think this one I showed you in our previous video. Let me just exit out of this. And even this account has over 100% win rate. This one here is over 7,500. I'll refresh tomorrow because all these trades that we just took will be updated, and I'll also show you on this specific account, I'll show you 100% win rate. But what I want to talk about here is this, because I showed you guys in my previous videos. Again, I'll leave all these videos in the description of this video as a reference so you can go and watch them and see exactly my analysis and prediction. I showed you guys before, rather when I closed this trade over here, that I'm closing this trade here because there's a high possibility that the market is now going to reverse and move towards this direction. Let me play you that clip exactly before this happened, and here it is. So if the market can respect this price here, then we are most likely will see the market returning from here and going up to this direction, which is why this correlates with this key level here that we're seeing here on the liquidation heat map, that the market most likely will go and touch that. You can see we've got 53 million, but obviously, like I said, now you can see that the market did exactly what I was anticipating. Let me just go back here. Now, let me go back to this previous trade that we took here. This was a short on BTC. And I told you guys that the market is going to drop to this exact point here, which is exactly where we closed the market. And some of you may be wondering, how do I know all this information? Well, it's just based on the indicator that I'm using. Now, let me show you this clip when the market was trading exactly at this point where I told you guys that the market was going to come down to this point here. And here's that clip. I'm actually short now on Bitcoin. I'm going to show you the reason, guys, why I'm actually shorting it right here. So you're seeing actually these trades live. I'm going to show you how this is going to drop from here and drop to this direction. And I'm going to be taking advantage of that price movement. And as you can see, guys, the market did exactly that. But we can go even further. When I was short on this trading position here, the market went against me to this specific point And I told you guys that when I was short here, when I was exactly at this key point, I told you that the market was going to come to this specific price here. And the reason why I told you that, in fact, let's go to that clip where I told you where I was short here, and I told you that the market is going to go to 97,000 before coming back down here. And here is that clip. You can see that here we're trading BTC, and basically this trade is at break even at this point. I just opened it. The reason why I'm opening it, if you come here, we've got an indicator that is telling us that BTC might actually go to 97,200 because the market makers can push the price to that point, but then eventually the price or this indicator is screaming 93,000, which is the reason why I actually am on this trade here, because I'm expecting that the markets can come down to these key levels here, then I'll be able to exit the market. But you can see I'm just only using about $800 on this trade. Now you can see that from one single trade or from one trading pair, I gave you 3 or 4 different predictions and they were all correct. Now, how do I know that? It's simply because of the indicators that I'm using, but you can't use just an indicator alone. You must also be a sentiment trader or just know the sentiment of the market. Like I told you guys, some of you seem to think that it's impossible to get over 90% win rate. I understand that people are saying this about the market because you are either not trading, or if you are trading, the market, it's really giving you a hard time. Now that happens because in the beginning, that was happening to me as well, until I started not ignoring the information that was before my eyes. If you're looking at these indicators that I'm using here, so let me just go back to the indicator. Again, guys, this is now part 3 of talking about this indicator. And this is probably our last video that we're going to be making on this indicator. So the market has now pumped over $100,000. And remember, I told you where the market was trading exactly at this key point here. I told you before this pump happened, I told you there was a high probability that the market can do that. And I already show you that clip, and obviously I'll leave the link to these videos in the description of this video so that you can go and see the before and after. So right now we've pumped over 100,000. And the best part is that the indicators will always tell you where the market is headed next. Now you can see here at $100,423, there were a lot of people who were being liquidated. At this key point, you can see over $77 million that was liquidated on the market. On this specific line alone, just here alone, over 77,000, or rather over $77 million. Now, I told you guys on our previous videos that the more yellow or the more orange this line is, the higher the probability that the market could reach that point and then liquidate those people. So market makers push the price to that specific point because sometimes you've got a lot of shorts and then obviously the market will be pushed to a specific price point. So it's very important for you guys to pay attention to this information so that you make informed decisions when you're trading on the market. Now, we know already that the market has moved beyond 100,000. Now, the question that you may be asking yourself, what do you do from here? Let's go to a different tab. Now you can see the market is trading over $100,000. What we're looking for is the next point of interest on the market. And unfortunately, for those of you who are bullish, the next point of interest at this key moment is right here at 98,500. The market is calling for 93,500. Not me. The market is calling for 93,500. Or rather 98,500. So there's a high probability that the market can come to this specific price point. It's one thing that you have to keep in mind, that there's a high probability that this could happen. So as you are trading, as you're holding your long positions, you need to look at this point of interest because the indicator is telling us, look, there's a lot of liquidity sitting at that price point. We could get a week where the market just goes and touch that specific price point, which is 98,500, and then maybe the market bounce back up depending on the overall sentiment of the market. It's also very important that you guys look at the higher time frames. So let's go ahead and just delete this so that we can look at the higher time frame. The time frame that I'm looking at here is a 4-hour time frame, but obviously when we take our trades, we're most likely going to be using 1-hour time frame. But it's also very important for you guys to shift on a daily time frame, because that will give you an overall perspective of how the market is looking. For example, if you look here, there's a high resistance here on top. There's a high resistance here. We've got a double top here, and now we're looking at this resistance here. So what we're expecting, that the market could potentially go down like this, or maybe as a retracement. So that's one thing you should keep in mind. Do not be over bullish at this point until we break above, let's say, 109, 110,000. If we're able to break above 110,000, that's when we can be over bullish, because 120,000 is going to be very probable. But as I told you guys, right now in a short time frame, the possibility of the market retracing below 100,000 is very likely. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to be bearish and staying below 100,000 for the longest time, but what I'm saying is that it is very possible that we can retrace below 98,500. So that's one thing I wanted to show you guys in this video. And obviously, all the information that I'm giving you guys here, we do share it within our Discord. If I go to my specific page here, now if I come to Discord here, you can see if I go to trading signal, or rather daily signals, you can actually see the last signal that we posted. And if I scroll down here, you can see on my other account, I made over 327%. Now, the best part is that we actually gave this signal to members of our Discord. These two signals, we gave them in the past 2 days. So let's actually have a look at it. You can see this one is short, or rather, let me have a look. This one is long on this specific currency pair. So let me come back here, exit out of that, and then go to this page. Now, this is the exact signal that we gave. And also here, guys, you can see, if you come here, you can see we were short here. This signal, we also gave it on our Discord, and we exited our short over here. And then eventually, once we got a confirmation, we went long over here. And let me just expand this. All right, now we're getting a clear picture of what's happening. Let me just go ahead and delete this. Now let's clean our charts over here. Now, what I want to show you guys is this point of interest here. So this specific line here was our entry, this line here. And this is the same entry that we gave here on a limit order. You can see this is the exact same price. And we gave you guys the leverage that you should be using, your stop loss, or when exactly to scale, and money and risk management. If you come here, you can see that since we dropped that signal from here to the top here, it's over 40%. So with 5x leverage, again, guys, we're keeping the risk very, very low. With 5x leverage, you double whatever margin that you've used. Obviously, I made a human error on this trade. I need to be very honest about it. As you can see, I exited the trade very quickly on this candle here. So I was long from here and then exited over here. This is a human error where emotions are involved on the market. You're going to make mistake, because I gave the signal, but I also closed the trade very early. Where else, at a time where I gave the signal, I knew exactly what the market was going to do. This is where, human error happens on the market. This is why I was also saying earlier on that I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes on the market, but you can see that even with the mistakes that I'm making, if I exited this trade alone gave me almost $500. Now, that's not a lot of money, but I also know that it is a lot of money to most people. I live in a third world country. If on a single trade I can make $500, now if I make 2, 4, 5 trades per month, you can see I can easily make over 3,000, as I showed you in the beginning of this video. So that's one thing that I wanted to show you guys. And if you guys want to join our Discord, you already know what to do. Sign up with Bybit. The link will be in the description of this video. Once you've signed up with Bybit, go to our website, vusedesigner.com, send us your UID on our WhatsApp line. That line is going to be on our website. My name is @vusedesigner. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm very excited about the next video, because I'm going to be showing you how to potentially earn $10,000 on the next biggest airdrop in the world of cryptocurrencies. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye for now. Peace.